Y'all, what's up?
What's up, y'all? We are back. Episode number
5.
Okay, Cinco.
Hey.
And you already know we're here with yours truly, Miss Eric Kane and Josh Markel. And we have a special guest, as you can see. Introduce yourself, baby boo.
My name is Mia. How are you?
Yes, we're so glad you're here.
So glad
we're gonna drop that Instagram handle. Go ahead and let them know what it is.
At Mia the Don 2 N's.
Damn, period. Hey. So, Mia, what exactly brings you to the show?
Well, I am a fan of the podcast.
Yes, we are.
I've caught the episodes, and honestly, I wanted to come on here and talk because in your second episode, when you guys touched on the parent-child relationships and
that was deep.
I'm not gonna lie, like it really
one.
hit the core with me because I know you were saying sometimes, it's not even that you forget, but you can not be as appreciative of your mother as you should be, and it's not even intentional, but it's like this woman goes so hard and you just write it off because that's your mother. She's gonna do that.
Yeah.
And you love her for it, you appreciate it, but you don't really. Sometimes I sit back at myself and I reflect, like, this woman really does not have to if she did not want to, because there are people who don't.
Yeah.
But mine does,
That's gratitude.
That's beautiful society,
that is.
seriously.
And that's why we love, she's asked a couple times to be on here.
Yes.
We got to get things set up right for her.
Right.
So let's cheers to our first guest.
Yes, cheers.
Please.
With the
that
quickness.
honestly was so in unison.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Very insane.
I cared for the clink.
The clink.
Yeah.
So Josh Markel is going to get into our first topic, y'all. Go ahead, brother.
I want to talk about happiness. And it dawned on me today that I don't really remember what is pure bliss happiness. Maybe I do, but I haven't experienced it, like what brings it. Like maybe you could even say with Callie, that's pure happiness. Something that just makes you feel that,
that
like,
goodness inside. That's 100% true.
I always bring it to like my childhood. And that's why even like the interactions at the graduation, because I'm like looking at her like, you're just so innocent and cute, and you don't even know like anything that's
yes.
So innocent,
and she was just interacting with everybody.
Right.
You know what? And sidebar, we do want to say congratulations to my younger sister.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Yes.
She did that. My sister got her bachelor's degree in communications at Bloomfield College. Shout out to you, Haley, aka Stony got fans on Instagram. Okay.
Yes. Major accomplishment.
Yes, seriously. And he's talking about basically my niece, her niece was there, my daughter, and I mean there's pictures online of my daughter with Haley, and it was definitely a beautiful moment. Like everyone enjoyed her being there. But you're right, like pure happiness. And it's also, I think, a sort of innocence too that she holds. Like even when she grows up and she learns things about the world that may not be what she thought it was. It's kind of like my grandmother, my dad's mom always says, like, your father will always be my baby. And he's like a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying? But that's that brings her happiness, that's her love. So that if someone as old as my grandmother, not that you're old grandma, you look it, can say that about a child of hers that's like over 60 years old, still feels that way as their baby. Happiness, I feel like you can find in anything, What makes you happy, Mia?
Truth be told, I actually was struggling with the question myself, trying to really find what it is. I mean, to pinpoint, to think overall, sure, going out makes me happy, being with my friends makes me happy, having a good time makes me happy, but like deep down, true, genuine happiness, my nephew. Like, my nephew is my world. That's really my heart. I love him like he's my own, you know what I mean? And I have another one on the way. He's coming soon. You do that is third. Like, he's coming.
Auntie vibe.
Yes. And it's like those, like, I hold them as close to my heart as I hold my own kids. And I remember this boy I was talking to when my nephew was born. I was on the phone with him and I called him like, oh my gosh, my nephew was born. I started crying. And he was like, why are you crying? That's not your kid. I'm like,
he didn't understand.
If you get it, you get it.
Yeah, if you don't, you don't.
That's how can you tell me I'm not happy that somebody that is a part of my bloodline
and you should be happy for me.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
heavy on that. Like if you can't be happy for me,
then
bye.
Space for you.
Like, because that is beautiful. You gotta. It's funny you mentioned that because there was a guy and he still tries to talk to me, but I can't never take him seriously after he basically told me like I can't accept your daughter because she's not mine. And I was like, I mean, you act like you can't be stepdaddy. He's like, well, I want to be, new daddy. And I'm like, see, that's some selfish thinking because there's a lot of dudes out there who will become the new father for plenty of, like, not that my daughter needs a new father. She has a father, but it's just like, if you can't look at my child as a piece of me, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I dated a dude who had twins and a younger kid, and the twins were teenagers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was helping paying for their Christmas gifts like they were my own children.
Right.
And even how you do that, because it brings the pure happiness. There are a lot of people that don't understand. Accepting someone is also accepting their children.
Of course.
And a lot of people don't think about the relationship between them and their child as they get into a relationship with somebody else. Like, that's not their actual dad or mom. Like, that whole interaction is really crazy. So
it factors in with the fact that, like, especially if that other person doesn't have a kid and they don't really care to understand your responsibilities. Like, there'll be times where I've only had a sitter for 2 hours. I'm gonna go out and chill real quick. I'm not gonna like hit you up. But I had a dude who was upset that I didn't hit him up, and I'm like, first off, I don't even need to explain why I'm not hanging out with you today.
You don't.
I have no reason to explain because I am a single mother. Like, if I have a couple hours on a weekday, I'm gonna go to my normal hangout spot, tequila and tacos, and chill because I have friends there. I have people I know who work there. Like, that's my spot. So you can't tell me like I can't. It's just. It's giving you're trying to steal my happiness and vault is closed.
And as a person who's been on the other side of that, the one with no kids, dealing with somebody who does have kids, I'm young, I'm 21. The men I'm dealing with are a little bit older than me. They have kids who, age ranging from 1 year old to 10 years old. And I have to respect that those kids are going to come first every time. I never felt as if to say, yeah, those are his kids, but what about me? No, there is no what about me because I accept him and what he comes with. I respect that those are his kids. His kids have a mother. Yeah. And they have a father. It's not just, like...
It gotta go with one. Because I feel like, I had one of the dudes when I first started dating, he had a child. And he was never around his kid. And that's why I broke up with him. And he got mad at that. And I said, because that shows me your character. Yes. And then on top of that, we're laying together. So, God forbid I get pregnant with your child.
Are you going to do the same thing to me?
You are. Why should I expect any differently? It's just like if you're dating or if you're messing with a dude who got a whole girlfriend and you're like, oh, well, when he leave her, he going to be with me. Bitch, you don't think you're going to be going through that same shit she's going through? Like, what makes you think, and I don't even mean to say it to be rude or disrespectful, but what does anyone think makes them better than the next person? It's no reason why I shouldn't feel like I don't look better than Beyonce. Because Beyonce, the idea of Beyonce being so beautiful is society's perspective. That's what the society wants you to think that's beautiful, but in my opinion, I feel like, first of all, I ain't never seen a bitch without makeup on. So, and I know I look good on makeup, period. But I don't look at it like I'm conceited. It's just, I feel like I hold myself to a certain standard. No, I wouldn't rate myself on a scale of 1 to 10. Because what the fuck is listed as a 1 and what the fuck is listed as a 10?
Beauty's not about
it is. Everyone's statistics is different. So I'm not going to say, oh, I'm a 10. Like, because I'm not perfect at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to put myself on no scale because I don't weigh that much. But yeah.
I like that.
Like that too. That was a good one.
But you know how I get a little creative. But so can I divulge into this happiness more? Because I want to really think, like, even the word happy. Like, when I was little and, my parents take me to McDonald's. And you want what? A Happy Meal. And as a kid, like, you claim you wanted it because of the toy. But really you wanted it because the term happy's in it. Like, oh, I'm going to get a Happy Meal. The fucking box has a smile on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like even that in itself, that was McDonald's way of saying, this will make you happy. A small fry and a burger and this and then this. Honestly, that's not true. But as you grow older, like you said, like you realize, like, okay, if you're hanging out with your friends, you're happy. But I think in that instance, it's more like that's instant gratification.
Right.
Like the true happiness comes from something where you don't even need to see your nephew. You can just be thinking about him and like,
that makes me happy.
that's the happiness.
I feel like people take, I won't even say they take for granted, but I feel like they don't realize what it is that is pleasure for them and what is happiness. They can't distinguish it because it's so easy to mistake happiness for so many different things. People mistake sex for happiness all the time.
For love.
Lust for love. I mean, the list goes on. There's so many different things that can cloud your judgment because in that moment it makes you feel good. Because people automatically associate happiness with feeling good.
Yeah. And who doesn't want to feel good? Like that's kind of and like something I struggled with because I, you know, do have bipolar and depression and anxiety. So for me, I struggle with that and because I was feeling like, why can't I just always be happy? Like why can't, but I realized because this is real life. Like when you watch a movie, exactly, like when you watch a movie, they're supposed to be whatever the director or the writer or whoever wants to portray that movie or whatever feeling for you to get. But I feel like life is really about going through the hardship because going through the hardship makes you appreciate when shit is just cool. Like people will be like, oh, I like drama. You only like drama when it's not about you. Like I hate when people say they like drama. Because
you like to watch it. You don't
exactly. Because when you're in real drama,
that shit is not fun.
For you.
And it's you. It's not like. And I really hate when people say that. Or people, or people are like, oh, I like a toxic bitch. Really? You know what a toxic bitch is? Go watch Snapped. That's a toxic bitch.
And if you want toxic, you go ahead.
Go ahead, get stabbed.
Have that, keep that.
Yeah.
I don't need none of it.
Like it sounds cool, but it's like I always say, when you speak things, you speak it into the universe, and the universe listens. Yeah. So you wonder why your life is shitty. You always say, I ain't shit. I mess with niggas that ain't shit. This nigga, you just telling the universe, okay,
this is what I'm giving you.
Yup, this is obviously what you're seeing out of this situation. Not realizing this nigga might be a lesson, cause you might have a child who's dealing with someone like that, and you might be able to tell them, yo, I went through this before. Like you never really, but I feel like as long as any mistake you make or anything you go through, you look at it as a lesson, you can never go wrong. Once you keep going through the same mistakes, that's when it's like insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Yes.
And it really is. It's like, okay, if you keep writing the letter A, what makes you think the letter C is gonna pop up?
Right.
But there are people who are doing that shit. Like, well, if I do this for him, maybe he'll.
But because they feel like it's not that cut and dry, it's not the same.
Exactly.
When in reality it is.
Yeah.
If you continue to deal with the man who abuses you physically, you think that just because you're there and you're staying around that it's just gonna stop? Common sense tells you if the man hits you once, he'll hit you again.
You're very mistaken, exactly. But I feel like also some people know and some people are fucking in denial.
Yeah.
People
Delusion
are in denial.
Delusion is
delusional.
Real. People choose to be delusional.
And some people like living in that clouded space. Like for them.
Literally just saying. I was just talking to her about that situation.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you
No,
off.
you're good. No, you're good.
But like just being in your moment that you're taking yourself out of reality and other people that are in reality can obviously see it, but you're just in such of a box that
and I've been like that. I mean, my family can tell you I've been in relationships where I didn't see nothing until something really happened. I'm like, oh my god.
Right.
So that's why, like, now I try to be as cautious as I can because I'm not trying to go through that bullshit again.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I have a daughter now. Like, before I feel like, okay, I could be fucking up because I had no kid, but I don't need to be bringing that energy around my daughter because I feel like no matter who you surround yourself with, you carry some of their energy with you. And you just gotta be careful who you surround yourself with.
Some people are energy vampires.
Heavy on the energy vampires. I was actually talking to my cousin about this like Sunday night, I feel like. Yeah. And I was just telling her like certain people, especially those who seem like they're plagued with bad luck, but they seem to be good people, they're not realizing they're getting sucked in by, because usually it's other forces. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And because they're also not strong enough inside to realize these are like things you need to stay away from, they still kind of accept it. And that's really a learning situation all on your own. Like, that's one of those things where you got to experience it yourself. People can tell you over and over again, this person ain't right for you, or this person's doing you wrong, But a lot of people, until they see it,
sounds like I can't tell if you're talking to me or not, because that's really what it sounds like. Because now, like,
something you're going through?
It is, and it's something I've been going through for a while, and it's like I realize it. That's the step I'm on. I recognize what it is. I was just about to action now.
You gotta, yeah.
That just brings me back to what we were talking about self-realization. And, you know, re-identification.
Yeah, and being aware.
It really is a stepping process. Like, it's not. Yeah.
It's not cut and dry.
It's nothing that'll happen overnight. It's nothing that just because you say, I don't want to do this anymore, you're going to stop. Because you have to, it takes time to unlearn habits, too.
Yeah.
Of course, and you're going to be tested. That's one thing I learned. Like, just when you think you've gotten over something, you're going to get tested. You're going to get tested all throughout your life. And it's up to you to realize it's a test. And not just realize it's a test, keep integrity. Like, integrity is doing what's right without no one looking. Like, doing something knowing that, you know what, don't nobody see, I see this $100 on the floor, this lady's, you know, knocked out of her purse. But any other person with no integrity, I'll pick it up. But if you have integrity, you might be like, well, I don't know, maybe she has to pay her bill. Maybe this is like, you never know. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, you know, once you realize that you want to change things, and even when you want to change, like, I feel like I'm in the process. I've been changing, but I realize every day with mistakes I make, I'm still human. I'm never going to be as perfect as I think I am. I'm never, and that's when I get humbled.
Yeah, because you really do, like, you can have it set in your mind, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick to it, I'm going to make these changes, I'm going to get my life on the path that I want it to be, and then everything comes in your way. Every obstacle comes in your way, because that's what life is. And it's you have to know how to maneuver so that you can do what you need to do to advance and not stunt your growth. We were just talking about that earlier.
Exactly.
You can't stunt your growth.
And that's very heavy on stunting the growth. I was watching something on Carl Jung. He was a psychologist. He followed Freud. But one thing he mentioned is like different forms of our personality. And I hope I'm not wrong about the name of this one, but I want to say it's the shadow. It might be something else, actually, because I feel like the shadow is like our dark, deep desires, and Freud used to tell us to repress them. But Jung said we need to explore them so that we're not like, for instance, like Jeffrey Dahmer. You know, a lot of reasons why he drugged and raped men was because he was gay, but at the time he grew up in, he was afraid of it. He really felt like, okay, even when he was with gay men, he felt like he had to drug them because he couldn't even form an emotional relationship because it was so taboo. So for him, it was just, let me get the gratification and that's it. But back to what I was going to say about Jung was that one of the things he said is that people tend to self-sabotage. And it's a recurrence, and it's just something that he listed as human nature. Like, even those people, Bill Gates, all of them, that you think are perfect, they're doing something in their life that they're self-sabotaging. You just may not openly know.
One way or another.
But we all do that in a sense, you know? Like, we kind of do a plexical burst, like shoot ourselves in the fucking knee on some shit and be pissed. Like, for me, I know one that everyone can understand. Self-sabotage. The nights when you drink and you try and tell yourself, I'm gonna stick with this. And then somebody pours some other shit. And you start drinking it, and then at the end of the night, you over the toilet like, why the fuck did I not eat enough? Why did, like, that's a self-sabotaging moment. You don't realize it, but that's what that is. When you're pleading to God or Allah or whatever the fuck you believe in, I won't drink again, like, you end up in a self-sabotage. You kind of go through the stages of grief. Like, you kind of deny, and then you try to bargain, and you get angry, like, depression. It's all that shit, you know? But, self-sabotage, I feel like, can hinder your happiness.
100%.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I agree. That was 100%. Really deep. It made me think about some stuff. For real, it did. Because it do be like that when it comes to drinking sometimes. Or just, like, something else that might not even be alcohol involved. Like, I know this probably won't end up good in the end, but fuck it, I'm happy right now. Like, such an in-moment type of thing.
And that's the instant gratification.
Yes.
That's the, like, okay, I feel good right now. I'm gonna ride with this.
I don't want to think about
this
later.
This pleases me now, so why worry about the future? Why worry about the hold on, tripped up on my words. The
repercussion.
Yes.
I knew you were gonna say this. We are all, you know, we're all syncing on the same vibration right now. Hey, so if you need me, if you want me, to put it on you, because I love you.
And don't you forget,
whenever you need me, if you want me to put it on you, come on. Hey. I gotta stop laughing. What would I be without you,
baby?
What would I be without my baby? And all my break back, and I don't wanna go crazy. But every time you so lady, girl, like you and I been mourning together, inseparable. We chose ain't no pleasure. For that you'll forever be a part of me, my body and soul. You know I and we, baby, no.
Kiss.
You'll always be there when you need a shoulder to lean on. Never hesitate, knowing you can call on your soulmate and vice versa. That's why I be the first to see Jacob and Frost your wrist up. Now you're old man. I know you're tired of being lonely, so baby girl, put it on me. I'm think about you. Oh,
what you're saying is true.
I will be without.
I think about you.
And you know what's saying is true.
I'm tired of being lonely. So baby girl, put it on me.
That's the rocks and the gifts that you caught me, baby. And the house on the hill when you dropped like 80.
My God, baby, think like this late baby. And never since, but I've been like a lady. What I do without the nights kept me warm. When this cold world had a girl caught up in the storm. And I said, when you
caught in the wrong respect.
I know this song, okay?
Right.
Just stop right now. This head on the they wanted me down since junior high.
So when like it hard, like it's a run against you and I. We ballin' tied together and never heart from heart. Knew that it would last forever. When you told me you would never leave me lonely. So baby boy, put it on me. When I be without you,
I really think about you.
I'm saying it's true.
I'm tired of being lonely.
I need someone to hold me.
Baby girl, put it. I will. What would I be without you?
And what you saying is true.
I need you to hold me.
Whoa. You and I, a tear for a tear, baby, eye for an eye. And you know that my heart gon' cry if you leave me lonely. Da-da-da, cause you not just my love, you my homie. Who's gonna hold?
My love, I'm out of control, homie. My love.
Okay.
That I don't want to do nothing to hurt my baby girl.
Alright, twist up. That's my baby. And I don't wanna go crazy. Cause every time you a lady. Yes, you do.
Ooh, I lied.
Watch the way I'm sitting. No, I'm crying. And why die with me? So baby girl, put it on me.
Come on.
Be without you.
I only think about you.
And what you saying is true.
So you try to be alone.
I need someone to hold me. Hold me.
Would I be without you?
Would I be without you?
I wanna think about you.
And what you saying is true.
I know you're tired of being lonely.
Yes, I need you to hold me.
Whoa.
Would I be without you?
Yeah.
I only think about you.
And what you saying is true.
I know you're tired of being lonely.
So baby girl, put it on me.
Hold
Would I
me.
be without you?
Would I be without
I only think
you?
about you.
And what you saying
It's true.
I know you're tired of being lonely.
Yes, I'm so tired. Whoa.
Where would I?
If it was for you, baby. Cause I'm so tired of being alone. What you say?
Where?
If it wasn't for you. I'm tired of being lonely. Why is the song come on?
Damn, I don't know.
You guys enjoyed our rendition of "Put It On Me."
Yeah.
It was very 2022.
Yeah. Gave the youngsters doing the song, they don't know the words to it.
All right. Cheers to that. Cheers to the youngsters.
Yeah.
Shots be given to me. FYI, we are always drinking tequila when we're on this show. Bye-bye.
Yes.
So, we're into Josh's segment. What is this?
Questions. Ooh, questions with Quel.
Right there, you know,
I can't for that. Yes.
Now,
we need to. All right, can we? Damn, fuck. I was gonna say like, crop it maybe and put that, and then say like, you know, I don't know, whatever.
We can do that.
So, because we already took our shot, like if you can like start, and I could just be like, we're about to do questions with Kel.
okay, all right. So we'll do it again. We can do that. All right, 3, 2. All right, y'all. What we finna do?
Questions with Kel.
Ow! I love it. I love it.
I'm really excited. I hope you guys have some spicy questions. Like, and by spicy, that literally can mean anything. That's what I love about it. It's not like
caliente, okay?
Geared.
Exactly. Nothing specific. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's go with this one. What do you think the key is to a healthy relationship?
And this is to both of us?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go first? Or you want me?
You can go.
I think, like, we can say one thing.
The general idea.
I feel like communication. You know, healthy communication. Just being able to express how you feel without communication and understanding. Because there can be communication, but if someone can't respond correctly, like without yelling and arguing, take it down a notch and say, okay, well, you slept with that girl. Well, what made you not think about me when you were inserting your penis into her vagina?
Right.
You handle it like that.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Good one.
I've been literally nodding my head ever since you said understanding, because I literally, that's what I feel.
Word.
I also feel trust.
That's big.
Yes.
I would say trust and understanding. Like, y'all already know the just, but like,
Facts.
y'all know the just too. Like, I don't feel like it would be able to survive without those things. Really heavy on what you said about understanding, like, because communication, because you can talk to someone and say it in 100 different type of ways, and if they don't get it, they're just not gonna get it.
Yeah, they're not
And
receiving
it's so frustrating. Like, you don't want to get mad at them because that's their way of thinking.
That's not their way of comprehension.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to get mad because it's like, damn,
How
you
else can
love
I
me.
tell
I
you?
want you to just
Yeah.
understand.
Yes. And like you said before about people forming habits, like as humans, we are about habits. So, you know, I heard this one sexologist say, unless you communicate how you want to be fucked or whatever things done to you, the person that you're fucking is gonna do you the same way they did the last person, because they don't know no different. You're not saying, oh, I don't like my booty touched, or I don't like my nipples licked, or I want you to do this. Like, they don't fucking know. So, you know, you gotta tell them. That was a great question, though.
That was a great question.
Thank you.
What's your next one?
Are you gonna know both?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. My next one is, what do you think is the best way to incorporate healthy habits into everyday life?
All right, you answer that first, Josh.
Would you like
Can
me
I
to
get
repeat the
one more
question?
time,
Yeah,
please?
no problem. Absolutely
It seemed like he answered the question
no
right again.
problem. What do you think is the best way to incorporate healthy habits into everyday life?
I would say for me, and I don't even actively do it as much as I should, but just keep track of like what I have to do within my day,
Okay.
and maybe like time.
Like you're planning.
Planning.
Basically,
I
planning
I
and
suck at
organizing.
planning, and I always say that to you. Like we just about to be outside and go from there.
Right,
And
right.
it ends up
Oh, when she
never-
asked about coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like little things in general. Like, I don't know what we're about to do, but I know we're about to be outside.
Spontaneous.
Literally. I'm a very spontaneous person, but I feel like time management really is good.
It is.
Okay, yeah.
You said a healthy way of life, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can set boundaries and literally like, you don't want to do things and it ends up being longer, drawn out in your day, and forget about all the shit you got to do.
Right.
That is
When you-
Priorities.
Priorities, because
Yeah.
I would feel like so much better knowing I got shit done at the end of my day because I planned, opposed to I'm gonna just get it done and I'm gonna remember and
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Because
Agreed.
just when you think you're gonna remember, you forget.
you forget.
Can you read the question for me one time?
Of course, no problem.
Because it was a very in-depth question.
Yes, I apologize
It
for that.
was.
No,
and we
girl.
love that. We love being
Yes,
back
we
on the
love
podcast.
it. You're making us really think. Like,
Okay, the question was, what do you think is the best way to incorporate healthy habits into everyday life?
Okay. Well, I guess I can say the best way to incorporate healthy habits is writing them down. Like slowly speaking them into the universe. You know, like kind of faking it till you make it. You know, like if you don't have a job, dress up every day like you have a job. You know what I'm saying? While you're, even if you don't have an interview, while you're applying for jobs, like put yourself in that movement so when it's time to work, you're like, I've been putting in business suits since last week. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing to it. It's not like I gotta wake up now and be like, shit, I gotta change my whole routine. I've already been doing this routine. I've already been moving in the way of what I want.
That's nice.
So when I get it, and it's crazy, like I'm even saying this now because I feel like that's what kind of self-sabotages myself. I'll know what I need to do. Y'all, if you read my blog, event.co.blog, I understand what I need to do. But it's always so much easier for me to sit back and just tell other people what they need to do.
Instead of taking the action.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And granted, sometimes I do take action, but I feel like putting it out there, even if I motivate, let's say I motivate someone who's at the same level as me, and then they move a little bit quicker. And they'd be like, yo, I was reading your podcast. I mean, you know, listening to your podcast or reading your blog, and I'll be like, wow, they took something from me and it pushed them. They got the source from me. Like, let me
take it from yourself.
Take it from there. You know, it's like when I love The Office. But it's like when Michael Scott said, I entertained a man who entertained 1,000 men. Mm-hmm. And that is so like it seems small, but it's so true. So that's how I would feel. Like, okay, someone who actually took my information and my advice and really applied it to their life. But I feel like because like I'm into numbers, so I'm a number 11. 11 is like in a sense, a messenger from the creator. So I feel like I am here on this planet to express things, and it sticks to whoever it needs to stick to. It may not even flow through me, but my words hopefully maybe help push someone. Like I've had people, cousins, you know, older cousins, you know what I'm saying? Other people who hit me up like, yo, your latest blog got me through the day. Like it, and that's literally why I do it. So I feel like, and for a while I was trying to do a blog, but it wasn't until I was like, you know what, let me just write little things. And then eventually I was like, all right, this is the whole blog, let me do it now. So the repetition, the routine I put myself in kind of helped me incorporate, you know, a little habit in my life. A healthy habit.
I like that. Some good answers.
Thank
Give it up for the host.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so I get to my question?
Yes.
All right. So, excuse me, for Josh, because I'm going to go back and forth with Josh.
No problem.
As a gay man, how would you react if you woke up from a drunken stupor and realized you fucked a girl? An ugly girl at that.
That is a great question.
I would literally be in shock. Like,
I can see the face now.
literally, like I would feel like I would have to be gone because I don't feel like a female can get me there anymore. For real. So I would be like,
That's
wow,
what I'm
you
asking.
really, yeah, like
Must
I
have
would be
been a
mesmerized.
butterface
And
at
for her to be
that
point.
ugly,
Like,
you said
God.
she was ugly. Did she
had
have a
like
fat
man.
ass?
I ain't getting to it that far, but we could, obviously,
I
if he
feel-
fucked, she obviously had an
Maybe she
ass.
was giving like a little masculine
Maybe-
in
I
the
don't know.
face.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it was just a strong jawline.
Maybe he was giving a little New York from Flavor of Love.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would feel in shock. And I'm already dramatic. Like,
I can imagine. Like, you probably been like, I feel like you would have been looking for.
Can we get a little enactment of how you think you would act? I just want to see the genuine like first reaction.
I would probably like,
I feel like he'll be looking for the condom. Like,
He'll be looking
"Wait,
around
make
like,
sure
wait.
I did not nut in his
I'll
dick.
be like, yeah, like, hold up.
Cause you can have a butt baby, okay?
Yeah.
I start rolling the bitch over like, excuse me, I'm looking for something right now.
I'm fine with a balls at.
Probably just honestly, yeah. Literally.
But if she got a
Like,
a big ass clit.
Oh my god. No, he probably thought it was like shit. Oh, let me shut the hell up. I was about to take this one a little.
I'm gonna do the next question. So for me, if you could be any animal in the world, what would it be and why?
Okay, so I thought about this a lot. I really have. I've gone through some different animals over the years, but I have settled on a koala.
Ooh, why would you choose a koala?
It's just something about they're just effortlessly chill. They just relax.
They are.
Day. I mean, when I tell you I want to live the simple life, I want to live like a koala. I just want to be able to climb up a tree, eat some bark, go to sleep, mind my business. Like, that's all I want to do in my day. So yeah,
You let me climb up a tree, eat some bark. Like, yeah, she did her research.
But honestly, can we talk about the koalas for a second? Because there's a serious epidemic going on in Australia, and they really are catching on fire with these forests, and it's really sad.
Really? So are they like endangered at this point?
I don't know that they're necessarily endangered,
but they're being affected.
Yeah, and like,
shout out to the koalas.
Yeah, shout out to the koalas.
Shout out to the koalas.
We love you, babes.
We love T Marsupial. Like,
yeah, love the
crazy.
marsupials.
That is really sad. Oh, how goes out to them? I
Save
didn't
the
donate no
turtles
money,
too,
but yeah.
Yeah. The turtle will be the next one. Save the turtles too, guys.
Okay, so Josh, get to a question for me, and then you can go on for me, and then I'll go back to my other ones with y'all.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm curious. I'm curious.
Okay. Your question is one thing that you absolutely have to do on your bucket list.
I have to visit the pyramids in Egypt. And it's really because, like, one of my friends had told me that when he went to the pyramids, one of the pyramids, he said he wore all white, and because this is what he was told. So he wore all white, and he put his arms out to the pyramid. And he said, first off, when you arrive there, you can actually hear the humming. Because I feel like pyramids are literally, because there's pyramids under the water. There's pyramids literally, even in USA. Like, there's pyramids all over this planet. And I feel like pyramids are like a GPS tracker for extraterrestrials. Just like, you know how they say, you know, man put the flag on the moon. Like, that's what I feel like those are. But people say they've been hearing humming. My friend also said that when he stood next to the pyramid and put his arms out, you can actually feel its vibrations. So pyramids, like, deeper than their meaning, they actually, the shape of them creates this vibration. So for me, it would be a spiritual, that's a spiritual journey on my bucket list. Like, that's something I feel like, if I'm near death, break me out the fucking hospital and take me there. Like, because I feel like once I do that, I will be complete.
Right. Oh, that's
legit. That was a great question.
That was a great answer.
That was a great answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously. So my question for you, Mia, is what is the craziest thing you'll do for someone you love?
I would do some crazy things. I've done some crazy things. Okay, can I ask you like a little sub question?
Absolutely.
Like, when you say crazy, do you mean physical? Do you mean like can you
I think of like I'm thinking more of like an action.
Okay.
Like crazy as in like something that people would look at like, oh fuck. Like, I don't know if I would do that for that person.
Right. Okay. The craziest thing that I could think of off the top of my head, I would kill somebody. Yeah.
Depending on the circumstances.
Yeah, depending on the circumstances, depending on the person. For family, I'll kill you without question. For my loved ones, for my friends.
You can be injured.
Yeah, you know, like, it's...
Yeah, I feel you. Like, it would have to be a certain scenario.
But, don't get me wrong, I fight for mine, so...
Yeah.
You might die by accident, I can't control it.
Unintentional. Manslaughter.
No, but yeah, I really do think like premeditated. I feel like that would be the craziest.
Yeah, no.
Because like, I'm not gonna lie, if somebody, again, my nephew, somebody touches him,
but we are not condoning violence.
By any means. Please.
Yeah.
I just want to put it out there. I'm the worst example. Don't listen to me. I'm not a great influence. I hope this doesn't go viral.
I mean, but it's
I would hate to get off on the wrong foot.
That's what I'm saying. We're not condoning violence, but because I know, believe me, I understand. But it's like when we play the music and I say, I do not own rights to the music. We just put it out there for PR. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we already reiterated that it was like under circumstances. So it's not like.
And these are all kind of hyper.